Welcome to Massage for Health. Massage is an excellent way to relax the body and mind while promoting good health. You'll find the experience both pleasurable and therapeutic. Preparation begins the process. There are 4 simple steps. The first step is to make sure you're both in a comfortable position. As the receiver, you'll lie front down, face to one side. Arms may be at the side or above the head. Allow your eyes to close and your body to sink down as each part gradually relaxes. Breathe slowly and deeply and allow your mind also to relax. Let your problems drift away as you look forward to a most enjoyable experience. Be aware of the pleasant sensations or let your thoughts float freely. As the giver, you'll kneel alongside the receiver. Because we'll start on the back, it's best to be at the lower back on whichever side is more comfortable. Kneel on one knee or 2. Straddling the receiver with a leg on either side is another option. Ensure the television set is in full view with the remote control at hand. Rapport between giver and receiver is important for an effective massage. Sensitivity is required along with a warm, caring attitude towards the receiver. This shared experience helps develop closer relationships. Step 2 is cover the receiver. A comfortable temperature for the giver may be a little cool for the receiver. A sheet or towel is ideal to cover the area not being massaged, in this case the legs and buttocks. Step 3 is make contact. Simply place both hands gently on the back. We're saying hello with touch, becoming accustomed to the experience gradually. Massage is a pleasant, beneficial experience, although it's not guaranteed to help everyone. Don't massage where acute pain exists. If it hurts, don't do it. If you have any concerns about a medical condition, consult your doctor first. Step 4 is oil the skin. Place the oil where it's easily reached and difficult to knock over. Just dip your fingers and spread it over your palms. If necessary, rub the hands together to warm the oil. Now spread it over the back with light strokes. Take a little more. The back is a large area. Now, we're ready to begin the complete body massage. The back is an excellent area to start on. Most professional massage practitioners use 4 basic movements repeated for each body part. The first movement is called stroking. It's a large gliding motion. Let's try it together. Hands either side of the spine, moving up around the shoulders and down the sides. Hands molding to the contours of the body like a stream flowing over rocks. Up the inland route, over the mountains, down to the beach, and back along the coast, up to repeat. Stroking is the lightest movement. A little more pressure up and less pressure down. More pressure towards the heart, less pressure away from the heart, assisting the flow of blood through the veins. Stroking says hello to the body section. It spreads the oil, warms the muscles, and prepares the area for deeper massage. It also says goodbye at the end of a sequence. So it connects body parts and often it connects other strokes. The second basic movement is called kneading. It's firmer and affects deeper muscles. We'll come on at the waist where our stroking finished. The aim is to minimize breaks so that the massage feels like one continuous movement winding all over the body. Let's try it. The left hand circles clockwise, the right hand anti-clockwise, overlapping the same area. At the same time, the fingers and thumbs squeeze the muscle, causing it to rise and fall with each circle. We knead the back in 4 strips. Up the side, down the middle to one side of the spine, up on the other side of the spine, and down the side. Both hands, overlapping circles, pressing and squeezing. Squeeze firmly without pinching. Correct pressure does not hurt or tickle. Talking is normally kept to a minimum, but for the first time, get feedback from your partner. You need to know what feels good and what doesn't. Massage moves muscles but not bones. That's why we avoid the spine itself. A little practice will give you the right rhythm. Just imagine you're making bread and the body is one large lump of dough. Kneading is excellent for easing the tension often stored in the upper back and shoulders. Let's give this area some extra attention. Both hands sliding back, squeezing and easing each side of the neck. Releasing tension feels very pleasant. Both the body and the mind relax and enjoy the experience. Kneading uses firmer pressure than stroking and works deeper. The third basic movement is deeper again. It's called friction. Let's try it. Stroke gently down from the shoulders to connect with the start point. Place both thumbs either side of the spine with the fingers supporting. Move the right thumb in a small clockwise circle. Instead of sliding over the skin, move the muscle beneath. Try the other thumb, circling in the opposite direction anti-clockwise. Now increase the pressure gradually. It's easier with straight arms and a straight back. Your partner will let you know if it's too firm. Friction is deep without discomfort. That's the motion. Now move up around 5 centimeters and repeat. About 5 circles and move up again, digging deep to remove stored knots of tension. Friction will ease tension in muscles and tendons, their attachments to the bone. That's why it's frequently used around joints like knees, ankles and wrists. Thumb circles are the most common form of friction. If your thumbs get tired, use your fingers. Extra friction in the lower back area can ease pain caused by tension. Well, so far we've experienced stroking, kneading and friction. The fourth movement is percussion. It has the deepest effect of all four. There are several variations, all of which strike the skin rapidly. First, stroke the back lightly to connect with the new movement. The most popular percussion is hacking. It sounds violent but feels great. Loose wrists are the key. In slow motion, the edge of the little finger strikes the skin. The unique effect is achieved by the other fingers striking the little finger in turn. Each hand strikes alternately and quickly. Fingers are relaxed and slightly apart. Forearms stay still, elbows out. The bounce comes from the wrists. Any direction is appropriate. However, do go very lightly over the kidneys on both sides of the lower back. While most massage strokes relax, percussion stimulates the muscles. That's why it's popular in sports massage. In a relaxing massage, it's enjoyable, although it's given less time. Another form of percussion is cupping. Cup your fingers as if you were going to fill them with water. Now bounce both hands alternately on the back. When you're doing it correctly, it makes a hollow sound, like trotting horses. Percussion is very pleasant over the large fleshy areas of the body, like backs, buttocks and thighs. Well, that ends the back massage, but before we move on, a final stroking to connect the back together, smooth it out, and say goodbye. Each stroke lighter than the last, like an echo fading into the distance, as your partner enjoys a feeling of peace and tranquility. We've experienced the 4 basic strokes used in Swedish massage. Let's summarize the important points as we repeat the strokes together. Stroking is a gliding movement. It's used on all body parts. It uses light pressure. Its effect is superficial. It covers large areas. It's repeated several times, 3 or more to start the sequence. Kneading is a squeezing movement. It's used on all body parts. It uses medium deep pressure. Its effect is medium deep. It covers medium-sized areas in succession. It's repeated a few times, 2 or more. Friction is a pressing movement. It's used on several body parts. It uses firm pressure. Its effect is deep. It covers small areas in succession. It's usually done once or more. Percussion is a striking movement. It's used on some body parts. Its effect is very deep. It covers very small areas in rapid succession. It's done once, normally up and down. The 4 massage movements with variations are repeated on each body part, progressing from light to firm, superficial to deep. Each movement is linked by a light stroking, maintaining contact as much as possible. The aim is to provide a smooth, continuous therapeutic experience. Now that we've completed the back, it feels comfortable to cover the area. You only need to expose the area you're working on, in this case 1 leg including the buttock. Kneel alongside the leg below the knee. Oil your hands and spread it lightly over the limb. More may be required where the skin has a covering of hair. You've applied the right amount when it's completely absorbed at the end of a sequence. If bruises or varicose veins exist, massage very lightly. If they're tender, leave them. Again, let pain be your guide. We use the same 4 basic movements, starting with stroking. Place your inside hand on the heel and the outside hand in front, fingers curled over the surface. Now slide slowly up the leg, applying some pressure over the calf, gently over the back of the knee, more pressure up the thigh. The inside hand respecting your partner's privacy, while the outside hand continues over the buttock. And both return lightly down the sides and off the feet. Let's try that again. Hands together at the heel, the outside hand leading up the leg, firm, light, firm. Both hands returning down the sides. Now let's try it at normal speed. Pressure on the upward stroke as we go with the flow of blood through the veins to the heart. Repeat this stroke as often as you wish. At least 3 times is appropriate. Use it between other strokes too. This is what is known as rubbing people up the right way. By now the leg will be well oiled and warmed, ready for the deeper movements to follow. Kneading has several variations. We can repeat the stroke we used on the back. Both hands on at the ankle, squeezing in overlapping circles, moving gradually up the leg. Leaving out the knee and kneading the top of the larger thigh muscle. This kneading action is beneficial because it releases waste products like carbon dioxide and lactic acid. Now let's pay attention to the sides of the thigh. The outside hand holding the leg in place while the inside hand kneads up the leg, squeezing and lifting, and the same action on the outside with the inside hand supporting. Body massage wouldn't be complete without the largest muscle mass, the aptly named gluteus maximus, or buttocks as we know them. Kneading is particularly beneficial here. Now that the waste products are released, we can use another kneading stroke to drain them from the leg, gliding back. Both hands astride the calf, squeezing and pushing one after the other, cleansing the limb of impurities. Gently over the knee joint and on up the thigh. Each area is kneaded twice or more if you prefer. Sliding back to the heel for more stroking to connect us with the third category of movements. Place your thumbs on the lower calf, fingers holding the position. As we've done before, move the muscle in small circles without the thumbs sliding over the surface, the right thumb clockwise, the left thumb counterclockwise. Friction is a deep stroke, but check the pressure with your partner. The calf is a sensitive area. Move up about 5 centimeters, circle around 5 times, and repeat. Avoid the knee area and on to the thigh. Friction relaxes, loosens, eases. Once up the leg is usually sufficient. A light stroking takes us to the fourth category of movements. Here again there are several variations. Hacking first, both hands alternating, wrists relax, fingers slightly apart, flicking up and down. Keep your forearms steady. It's pleasant on the legs as well as the back. Practice will give you the right rhythm. Once down and up is about right. Cupping works best over large areas like buttocks and thighs. Fingers together this time with movement from the wrist. A third variation is beating. Both hands, loose fists. Movement from the wrists as before. Fast and light rather than slow and heavy. Pleasure rather than pain. Beating is only appropriate on the buttocks and backs of the thighs. Select one, perhaps two kinds of percussion for each body part. Well, that ends the sequence for the back of the leg. But before we go, a light stroking to connect the leg together. Smooth it out and say goodbye. Now we can recover the leg. We'll view and do the other leg, this time without the voiceover. Change position, uncover the leg, oil the area, and you're ready to start. Stroking completes the back of the leg and the back of the body. It's time now to turn over and enjoy more massage as we move from the feet to the head. Feet share the pressures of day-to-day living, often without attention. A foot massage feels delightful at any time. Position yourself below the feet, kneeling or sitting, whatever is most comfortable. Stay on the same side to alternate the legs. Once again, cover all bar the part you're massaging. Allow working space between the feet and apply a small amount of oil. We begin as before with stroking. Both hands on at the toes as with the leg, the outside hand first, pushing down the top of the foot, fingers following the contours around the ankle and pulling up the sole. The inside hand strokes down and up the top of the foot. Both together, down the top and back up the top and bottom. Stroking warms the area and brings in fresh, oxygenated blood to nourish muscles and skin. Repeat with a little more pressure. Now kneading, working from the top down, around the ankle to the sole and the toes. Like the leg, hands squeezing down one after the other. Onto the ankle, thumbs supporting, fingers circling, firmly kneading around and below. The heel comes next. Cup it in your hand and squeeze. Now the sole. Using the heel of the hand and thumb pad, push down and around the arch. Do it slowly with firm pressure and it shouldn't tickle. If it does, leave it out. Knuckles can feel good here too. Finally the toes. Grasp the big toe. Now squeeze and pull, slowly coming off. Toe number 2. Squeeze and pull, and so on. Not too hard. Expression should be of delight, not pain. You can use 2 hands if you wish. Friction can help make joints more supple. It's appropriate for ankles. Fingers this time instead of thumbs, both sides, pressing firmly, small circles. Unlike kneading, the fingertips stay in contact and move the skin beneath. Move gradually around the ankle. Tendons attaching muscle to bone benefit. The joint becomes more flexible. Friction also feels good on the ball of the foot. Thumbs circling from the center to the sides, spreading the bones, digging deep. Percussion is best over larger, fleshy areas. However, a light tapping is pleasant over the top of the foot. And to end the sequence, a light stroking. We repeat the stroke we used at the beginning. Legs get a special bonus. Massage on the back and the front. We're moving from the foot up on the same leg. The easiest position is alongside the lower leg, facing the head on one knee or 2. Position the cover to allow access, oil the hands, and lubricate the whole area with light strokes. Our initial stroking is similar to the back of the leg. Both hands on at the ankle, the outside hand in front because it has further to go. Now, in slow motion, slide upwards, fingers and thumbs curled around the calf, moving muscle, not bone. Lightly over the knee, leaning over your hands to give firmer pressure to the thigh. The inside hand slows as the outside hand continues to follow the line of the hip, around and back. Both hands gently pulling back and off at the toes. Again, on at the ankle, gliding gently over the shin, feeling the calf muscles, lighter over the knee, firmer over the thigh. The inside hand slowing while the outside hand circles the hip. Both return gently down the sides. Try it at normal speed. More pressure up towards the heart, less pressure down, relaxing the body and the mind. Keep the breaks as short as possible. With the right timing, this can be one continuous movement. Kneading comes next. Two-handed circles as before, fingers and thumbs, reaching around the shin and squeezing the calf. The strokes we used on the back of the leg work equally well on the front. Knees are very special for many people. Squeezing on either side, around rather than on the kneecap. Now, up the top of the thigh, and along the sides, one hand kneading while the other hand supports. Releasing waste products from the body tissues, cleansing the limb. This alternative kneading action drains impurities and excess fluid into the circulation and the lymph system. Both hands pushing, one after the other, up the leg and off to the side. Cleansing the body in this way reduces muscle fatigue, especially useful after exercise. Again, stroking connects different movements. Fingers may be used instead of thumbs on the lower leg, either side, below the bone. Small circles, 5 or so, then moving up around 5 centimeters. Continuing around the knee, relaxing muscles and tendons, improving flexibility. Friction can also be done with the whole hand, especially on large muscles. Again, firm pressure circle and move up. The fourth part of the process is percussion. Cupping is pleasant when performed over large areas like thighs. Hacking feels good too, on the thigh and calf, away from the knee and either side of the shin. Add a little more tapping over the top of the foot in case it feels left out. Finally, to end this sequence, light stroking, becoming lighter and lighter as we say goodbye to the limb and fade into the distance. Let's try the foot and leg routines on the other side. Practice will improve your technique and your confidence. First, make yourself comfortable at the foot. Second, adjust the cover. Third, oil the area. Now the other leg. Position yourself and the cover and apply the oil. The front of the torso can feel vulnerable. However, with care and sensitivity, massage is just as enjoyable. Lower the cover to the hip and position yourself above the head on one knee. Now apply some oil to the abdomen as well as the shoulders. A little more if there's hair. All movements in this video are appropriate for either sex. We simply massage around rather than on the breasts in each case. Stroking starts the sequence. Hands on at the shoulders. Again, you're a stream flowing down the valley, across the plain, fanning out at the coast and sinking into the sand. This time the water flows back through an underground stream to well up as a spring and start the cycle again. Down the breastbone, dividing below the navel, around the hips, and pulling back underneath. Onto the chest, pivoting the hands, and repeat. Hands and fingers molding to the contours. Pulling back stretches the torso and feels delightful. Long, slow, firm movements should not tickle. Massage relaxes and encourages the body's own healing processes. Well, now that the area is oiled and warmed, we can move on. Kneading is deeper and focuses on more specific areas. In this case, the muscles just above the breasts. Both hands, either side, opposing circles, squeezing and releasing, easing and relaxing. Friction and percussion are deeper still. That's why they're not commonly performed in this sensitive area. Instead, connecting strokes take us to the abdomen for more stroking and kneading. Kneeling alongside is easiest. This stroking movement starts with the left hand gliding gently in a clockwise direction. Imagine this is the sun circling the earth, represented by the navel, rising and setting. When the sun sets, bring the right hand around, just like the moon, tracing a half circle in the same direction, off at the edge and coming on the other side. In this way we follow the direction of the colon and encourage the natural flow of food. Kneading follows, beginning with the two-handed squeeze. On the side at the hips, overlapping circles, grasping the flesh and letting it slip beneath your fingers, up the side and down the middle. Another variation of kneading is called pull-ups. The hands move to a vertical position, fingers curled under the back, pulling the flesh up, one hand after the other, almost rocking the body, from the hip to the chest and back. Both movements are easier on the opposite side. We'll move across and repeat them. The two-handed squeeze first. And then pull-ups. Pull-ups are also pleasant here when lying face down and on the thighs. Stroking says goodbye. We simply repeat the movement which introduced us to the chest and abdomen, becoming lighter and lighter each time, gradually fading away. A hand massage is especially enjoyable. Like the feet, our hands serve us well. Reward them with a massage. Position yourself to one side about hip level, facing the head, kneeling or sitting. Your partner may be covered apart from the arm. The palm usually faces down. The first stroking movement prepares the hand and the arm, so apply oil over the whole limb. Massage oil lubricates and as an extra bonus softens the skin. We repeat the movement used on the legs, both hands holding the hand, the outside hand in front. Sliding up and around the shoulder, the inside hand slowing, both back together. Along the hand and off at the fingertips. Back on to minimize the break and repeat. Firm up the arm, gently back, pushing blood and lymph fluid towards the heart. We work around the hand as we did with the foot, kneading the top first as the hand is held on your thigh, your palm following the contours. The wrist comes next, thumb kneading here with fingers supporting, thumb over thumb, loosening the numerous bones, tendons and ligaments. Turn over and repeat on the other side. This action can be used instead of friction on joints. The same kneading movement continues on the palm. Both hands open the hand and allow the thumbs to press firmly. Thumb over thumb, alternating circles. Perhaps this is what is meant by greasing the palm. An alternative action is a little more difficult, but delightful to experience. Watch closely. Interlock fingers with fingers. Now open the hand by pushing the fingers back so that your thumbs can knead the palm. Firm circles spreading from the center out. Like to see that again? Mesh fingers. Flex back and knead. Have another look on freeze frame or slow motion. It's worth the effort. Knuckles can also knead. Touch needs the body just as the body and mind needs touch for optimum health. Finally, the fingers. Like the toes, we squeeze and pull, gently sliding along and off. Use both hands if you wish. Friction and percussion we leave because they're not so frequently performed here. Stroking says goodbye to the hand and hello again to the arm. Hold the hand where it is and stroke lightly up and down. Kneading is similar to the leg. Hold the hand and knead the top of the forearm. Now, change hands and knead the underside of the forearm. We repeat the action on the upper arm, one hand supporting at the elbow, the other hand kneading on the top. Changing hands to knead underneath, encouraging waste disposal through the blood and lymph systems to the lungs and kidneys. The most appropriate percussion movement for the arms is hacking, on at the shoulders and down the outer arm. A light tapping can be performed over the hand. Finally, light stroking to reassemble the limb, gradually becoming a feather-light touch. Then you can replace the cover. Practice on the other hand and arm will reinforce these techniques. Position yourself on the other side, uncover the arm, and apply the oil. Massage here is very pleasant and relaxing. It can release the tension stored from stress or anger or sorrow. The best position is at the head, kneeling on one knee or two. Lower the cover and oil the shoulders and the neck, avoiding the sensitive throat area. Stroking introduces the area to touch, hands on the shoulders, flowing outwards, over the sides, underneath, drawing back up the neck, through the hair and off. Again this time with a slight stretch as you draw back up the neck. Repeat 3 or more times at normal speed. Releasing tension in this way minimizes the effects of stress and encourages healthy, rejuvenating sleep. Kneading applies more pressure to the back of the neck. Both hands underneath, fingers curled round, alternately squeezing and pulling the muscle on both sides of the spine, without too much pressure from the thumb. Friction is often applied around bony areas. Thumbs, fingers or palms can be used. Slide both hands under the shoulders on either side of the spine. Bend your fingers slightly to bring the tips into contact, like this. Now move your hands in small vertical circles in a wave-like motion, moving muscle instead of sliding across skin. Draw back a little and repeat. Continue up the neck to the bony ridge at the base of the skull. Move your fingertips, this time in small horizontal circles, on the ridge, from the center out. Massage can often help headaches caused by tension in this area. We leave out percussion and end the sequence with stroking. The same stroke from the start connects us to our final body part, the head. Here we massage the scalp, followed by the face. For most people, a delightful experience. Kneeling or sitting above the head is best. No oil is necessary. All movements here are equally appropriate with or without hair. We start with stroking. Place the fingers slightly apart on the hairline. Now, rake them down through the hair, over the top and the sides. Fingertip pressure can be quite firm. Repeat several times. Kneading moves large muscle rather than bone, so we go to friction. Again, fingers on at the hairline, but this time tracing small circles, pressing firmly, moving the skin over the bone, gradually working over the top of the head and around the sides to the neck. Regular scalp massage relieves the tightness, stimulates the circulation, and improves the health of the hair. A face massage has cosmetic and therapeutic value for men and women. Our facial expressions are created by myriads of tiny muscles. Massage here can convert expressions of tension and concern into serenity and joy. Make yourself comfortable above the head and apply the oil. Only a small amount is necessary. Some people may prefer a cream or lotion. Stroking starts the sequence. Place the edge of the palms on the center of the forehead in a prayer position, fingers extending over the nose. Gently open outwards, pressing palms over the forehead, fingers over the cheeks, sliding down the sides to the ears. Now point the fingers down so the thumbs can stroke the chin and jawline. Return under the ears and off. Try it again. Prayer position. Out, over and down. Fingers relaxed and molding to the contours. Change direction. Thumbs over the chin and jaw. Back under the ears. Repeat several times, allowing the facial muscles to let go and relax. Now that we've prepared the area overall, we pay attention to each part in turn, moving from the top down and the center out. First, thumbs together at the hairline, stroking out, across the forehead, and finishing with a circle around the temples. Try it again. A little lower, out to the temples and circle. Pressure here can be quite firm. 3 or 4 strips will take you down to the brow. This stroke can help ease the discomfort of headaches. Now the eyes. Even though the area is sensitive, gentle touch can feel exquisite. 1 finger either side of the nose. Very lightly trace the upper rim of the socket. Circle back and trace the lower rim. And again. Feedback from your partner will help you get the pressure just right. Fingers or thumbs can stroke the eye itself. Pause for a moment and then float across the lids. These movements can help overcome the effects of eye fatigue, just as we rub to revive our own tired eyes. We continue stroking down the face in strips from the center line outwards, following the contours around to the jaw hinge, and finishing with a flourish. At the chin, fingers and thumbs can combine to stroke around the jawline. Let your fingers do the talking. Kneading follows naturally along the chin, fingers and thumbs squeezing and circling. Finger friction focuses on the jaw area, and particularly the chewing muscles in front of the ears. Percussion can be performed if desired. A light tapping is pleasant on the lower face. The ears are almost in a category by themselves, a special spot for many. Our first stroking movement connects us. Palms together, out, over and down, this time grasping the ears and gently stretching them down. The outer ear is kneaded, squeezing between thumb and forefinger, from the lobe to the top and back. With a gentle tug to finish. Well, that ends the face massage, but before we leave, a final stroking to join the parts and smooth the skin, coming back through the hair as we slowly separate and say farewell. Now that we've massaged each part in turn, it's appropriate to reconnect the whole body and provide a feeling of togetherness and completion. We can achieve this with long stroking movements which flow over the body from one end to the other. The cover stays in place. Kneel to one side or stand where you can reach the head and feet. Now, lightly stroke around the head and down the arms. Again around the head and down the torso and off at the toes. Repeat these movements, getting lighter and lighter, fading to a feather-like caress. That concludes the complete therapeutic body massage. It's appropriate now to allow your partner to lie still for a few minutes to enjoy the relaxed feeling of physical and mental well-being. Staying with your partner at this time shows care and consideration, essential qualities for an effective therapeutic experience. Enjoy massage for health.